Education Dispatches.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Duhamel, and I work with the Manitoba School Boards Association. Public education in Manitoba is big business, and everyone, parents, teachers, seniors, retirees, business and community leaders, industry leaders, politicians of all stripes, everyone has a stake in the success of our public schools. In Manitoba, the vast majority of our school-age children and youth, some 182,000, attend the nearly 700 public schools across our province. Collectively, school boards employ roughly 30,000 people: teachers, principals, support workers, administrators, others, whose responsibility it is to deliver high-quality education programs and services to all of our students in all of our schools. Leadership of Manitoba's vast public education enterprise is the shared responsibility of our provincial government and the 37 locally elected school boards in our province. The provincial government sets the education legislation for the K-12 sector and the broad policy parameters that direct it. The provincial government also provides roughly 2/3 of the operating funding for our public schools. Local school boards translate provincial policy direction and parameters into division and school-based programs and services to reflect the local priorities of their communities for the learning and development of students in their schools. In doing so, school boards, like other levels of government, must manage the complexities of diversity within their communities and balance the varied and often competing wants and needs of the multiple constituencies that they represent. Working with parents, staff, students, and community members, school boards establish a collective vision to focus the energies and the resources of the school division in support of student learning. They set goals for student achievement and expectations for staff performance, and they monitor on a regular basis divisional progress toward the achievement of these goals and expectations. As stewards of the public purse in K-12 education, school boards set annual operating budgets for their schools and local tax levies to support the important work that occurs in those schools. Finally, school boards are the community voice in public education, acting as advocates for students, for schools, and for their communities, to other levels of government, and to external organizations and agencies. A recently published research study of school board governance in Canada underscores the important contribution of local school board leadership in creating and sustaining quality public education systems across the country. Like municipal governments, school boards are uniquely positioned at the local level to understand the makeup, the values, and the perspectives of the communities they represent, particularly with regard to education for Manitoba's children and youth. Public schools matter to everyone, in part because they are publicly funded and therefore publicly owned. More importantly, because our quality of life as Manitobans, our prosperity as a province, indeed our prosperity as a nation, are largely dependent on the caliber of education that our public schools can provide for our children and youth. For it is in our public schools that our young people will acquire the knowledge, the skills, the competencies that they need to become the responsible citizens and the community leaders of the future. School boards matter too, because it is this level of local leadership that we have entrusted with the education of our children and whom we hold accountable for the stewardship of public investments in pursuit of meaningful and sustained improvement in teaching and learning for all of our kids. When schools are strong and students succeed, we all benefit. Public education is everyone's business. School boards and public schools matter to us all.